In today's video, we're going to talk about the race that just happened for the Malaysian Grand Prix at the Sepang International Circuit. Now, before we get into it, here's how it finished. Alex Marquez won it from Pedro Acosta, Joan Mir, Franco Morbidelli, Fabio Quartararo, Fabio Di Gianantonio, Enea Bastianini, Luca Marini, Brad Binder, Aya Agura, Marco Bezzecchi, Johan Zarco, Alex Rins, Jack Miller, Samkit Chantra, Lorenzo Savadori, Michele Pirro, Augusto Fernandez, and Miguel Oliveira was the last one across the line. Pecco Bagnaia retired. Fermin Aldeguer crashed, Raul Fernandez crashed, and Pol Espargaro also crashed. So when the race got underway, Pecco got an amazing start again, but Alex this time was up for a battle, free of the stresses of yesterday and trying to secure the championship. Alex just went for it. And, Alex rode an absolutely brilliant race. Really, really Mark-esque, let's just call it. He was the bones of maybe 3/4 of a second ahead of Pecco. And then with about 8 laps to go, he pulled the pin and pulled the gap. Pecco and Pedro Acosta had an absolutely brilliant battle. I think it went on for like 15 or 16 laps. It was epic. I really, really enjoyed it. But unfortunately, when they have those battles, they do ruin their tires. And you could see when Alex pulled the pin, they had absolutely no answer for it. Alex had his tires in good condition and was able to stretch the lead. Joan Mir is definitely one of the riders of the race. Alex Marquez is definitely the clear winner, but Joan, at one stage, he reminded me of the old Marc Marquez on the Honda. The bike was absolutely all over the place, and yet he was just hanging on to it, but rode an absolutely brilliant race. Towards the end, being put under pressure by Franco Morbidelli, but saying that what an actual brilliant result for him. Franco Morbidelli as well had a good race, as did Fabio Quartararo. A lot of battles for Fabio, and you could see at times there he was getting outgunned on the straight, and he was throwing multiple anchors out the back to try and get that bike stopped. He was braking so late. Fabio Di Gianantonio also had a really, really good race, as did Enea Bastianini. Luca Marini also. There was a lot of battling in between Luca Marini, Brad Binder, Aya Agura, Marco Bezzecchi. They were all really close on track, so it was actually a really good battle. Johan Zarco was a little bit back, but saying that not a bad race weekend with him. He was battling with Marini for a while, but just kind of fell back. Alex Rins, good enough session out of him as well today. Same with Jack Miller. Not really where you want them to be. Kind of expect them to be, if I'm very, very honest. And Samkit Chantra, not a bad race from Chantra when you look at his time behind him, 34 seconds, not bad. And then we have the test riders. Lorenzo Salvatore coming out on top today from Michele Pirro and Augusto Fernandez. Yes, Miguel Oliveira was down there, but that was because he did crash and remount. Pecco Bagnaia looks like running in third. Pedro passed him. He had nothing to come back to him with. And it just looked like there was a tire issue or something on the rear anyway. Fermin Aldeguer crashed. He did, to be fair, though, look like he was going to crash. He was a bit leery, let's just call it. Raul Fernandez crashed, I think, at turn one. About 3/4 of the way through the race. And look at what a difference a week makes. It's happened to many riders this year. You win a race and you DNF the next. So that's how it goes, I suppose. And Pol Espargaro crashed quite early in the race. All in all, I thought it was a really, really good race. There was a lot of battles all the way through. It didn't really get too boring or flat. Yes, there was nothing at the front after lap 1 or 2. But then saying that, for the battle for second and third position was epic. Really reminded me of a 2015 race where they were going hammer and tongs at each other. And there was many battles throughout the midfield as well. So look, it was, from my view, it was a really, really good race. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the race, and who was your rider of the day? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.